Welcome back. I'm Bill Roberts with Barnes Insurance and Financial Services, and also the 2017 chair of the Greater Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce. Our next guest is a friend, also on the board of directors at the Chamber, Leslie Moland, who's the marketing and PR manager with WhiteWilson Medical Center. I can't imagine that people that live in our community don't know what WhiteWilson provides to the community, but Leslie, let's talk about this first, if you would.
Sure, yeah, we've got a long history in this community. We are a multi-specialty physician group, so we've got over 25 specialties of medicine. So we've got everything from primary care, family medicine, pediatrics, to specialty care like orthopedics, nephrology, neurology, everything to care for the whole family.
You said a long history in Fort Walton Beach. I'll tell you one thing, and I'm pretty old. I was delivered by Dr. White down on Brook Street when he was the only doctor in town, and then Dr. Joe Wilson came to town, but that's been a long, long time ago. So let's talk about your history, WhiteWilson's history in our community.
It sounds like you know it pretty well, but we did. We got our start in 1946, and Dr. White was the first physician in this area. So he came here, he lived on Brook Street, so he lived on the second floor and cared for patients on the first floor, and then he was eventually joined by his medical school classmate, Dr. Wilson, and that's where we got our start. So we've been growing ever since.
And I'll tell you another story. My mom and dad lived in what became the first WhiteWilson Medical Center. My mom was from Indiana. They went home for 2 weeks. He took her home for vacation, and when they came back, all his furniture was gone. And he goes to his brother and says, "Paul, my furniture's gone. What happened?" He said, "Well, Dr. White's turning this into a clinic, so we had to move you into an apartment somewhere else."
I love it. That's amazing. I love hearing old stories like that. A lot of people know those stories of Dr. White and Dr. Wilson, and we've had the pleasure of caring for generations of patients too.
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
Particularly some of our pediatricians, they've seen their patients grow up, and now they care for those patients' children, and they really love having that special honor.
It's a neat relationship. Mm-hmm. What's new at WhiteWilson Medical Center? I know there's a lot of activity over there, but tell us what's new and what's going on with y'all.
Yeah, this year has been an exciting year. So far as of this month, we've welcomed 12 new healthcare providers to our team. So we've got new physicians, new nurse practitioners, new physician assistants joining us. So continuing to grow and change. One of those that we're particularly excited about is our new ophthalmologist. Dr. Andrew Muhammad has joined us. And Dr. Muhammad moved here from New Mexico. He's a fellowship trained ophthalmologist, and he specializes in eye diseases like cataracts, glaucoma, and we have a new clinic for him. So all new equipment, the latest and greatest. We're really raising the bar for ophthalmology in the area.
And I know at our First Friday Coffees, you're always introducing new doctors to the area, not only ophthalmology, but there are a couple new neurology. I think you had a new doctor there and a couple other new doctors.
Yeah, we do. We've got Sean Hughes, who is our physician in pain medicine, our new neurologist, Dr. Raymond Capps. We've got Dr. Lee Barnes. He's a family medicine physician. He's caring for patients in our Fort Walton Beach clinic and our Niceville clinic. And then we have a new pediatrician in Destin, Dr. Irina Smith.
When you say Destin, let's talk about your locations, because I go to Dr. Harned.
Yes.
He's in Destin now. It's great because I go in there, I get right in, see Dr. Harned, get right out. But talk about your locations.
So our main clinic's in Fort Walton Beach across from the hospital on Marwalt Drive. So that's where most of our specialists are. But then we also have clinics in Niceville and Blue Water Bay. We've got one in Destin and one in Navarre as well. So we have primary care, immediate care at all of those locations.
Yeah. Oh, at all those locations. Because on the weekends, if I've got my allergy problems, I go to immediate care.
Yes.
There in WhiteWilson, and I can't think of my doctor's name there, but he's a great guy. He's a funny guy, and he always takes care of me.
Our immediate care team's great, and in Fort Walton Beach, they're there 7 days a week. So that's good to know. On Saturdays, Sundays, we're available for walk-ins.
So all the new physicians that you've added, tell us about the benefit for the community, for us, by adding all these new doctors.
Well, all of our new physicians are board certified. A lot of them have 20, 30 years of experience. So they're bringing all of that experience to our community, and it really makes a big difference. They work collaboratively with our teams. So if it's your primary care physician, if it's your specialist, they're all working together, and the outcomes for the patient are greater with that. And so that's something that we all believe is important, and that's a benefit to everybody.
Breast cancer awareness is a month or so away. I know you're real active in promoting that. Tell us about what's going on this year and what opportunities are there out there that you're offering.
Yeah, everything, of course, will be turning pink in just a couple of weeks. Yeah. But this spring, we got 3D mammography, and that is the highest standard of mammography. It's amazing. The outcomes are amazing. It actually decreases callbacks by 40%, and it increases the detection of invasive breast cancer by 41%. So we know that finding it early is the key to fighting breast cancer, so that new equipment is allowing us to do that, and it's just astounding how much better, how greater those images are, and it's really making a difference. It's helping us find that cancer earlier.
Right. This week we've been able to sit out on our deck because the weather's a little cooler. But winter, there is a winter in Florida. It's going to happen. So it's cold and flu season. How do we prepare for that?
Yes, I think now that school's back, it seems to kick off a couple of weeks after school starts. But we're all going to get hit eventually. And number one, get your flu shot. So talk with your doctor about what's best for you. They're going to know your history, know what you need best. But if you are feeling under the weather, if you do have that cold, flu, allergies, that's what immediate care is for. So again, Fort Walton Beach is open 7 days a week. Our clinics in Navarre and Niceville have Saturday hours, so we take walk-ins and we'll get you feeling better fast. So that's what immediate care is here for.
I got to talk about your administrator, Alan Giesman. What a nice man. Yes. A past chair. Yes. Of the Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce. That shows his involvement in our community. Let's talk about WhiteWilson is more than just a provider of medical services. You are so active in the community with the WhiteWilson Foundation. Let's talk about that a minute and what all y'all are involved in.
Sure, yes. This is a vision that Mr. Giesman had and our team at WhiteWilson, and it came to life in 2012. So it's just a way for us to give back. We're involved in a lot of different things like the Chamber and a lot of community events, but our foundation is near and dear to our hearts. So that's our mission of the foundation, is to make our communities the healthiest on earth. So we are fundraising, we are finding partner agencies that we can make a big impact, that we can make sure that people are getting the care they need. So far too often people fall through the cracks. Some of our health outcomes in Florida are not where they need to be, so that's what we're committing to fighting. And we do that. We've got a couple of different events. So one is our HC White Golf Tournament, which was started by the Chamber 31 years ago.
We've played in that many times. I'm not a good golfer, but I've seen Alan swing a golf club, and I know I'm better than he is, I think. The Little Black Dress Party, wow. Yes. Last year the theme was Havana Nights. What a fun night.
It was a fun night, and we're actually going to be awarding some grants from that in the coming weeks. So we'll have some big announcements on that. Some of our agencies that we partner with to impact women's health will be receiving some big checks, so we're really excited about that. We know that with those partnerships we're more effective than if we go at it alone, so that lets us have a bigger impact. Yeah. But November 3rd is the golf tournament, so start working on that swing. Right. We'll have a lot of fun with that and have our teams out doing that. And we have a prize for the highest scoring team too. So I think that's the most competitive category for our tournament, but it'll be a lot of fun, and all of those proceeds will go right back into the community, right back into providing health care for people who need it.
Leslie, thanks again for being here this morning, and thank WhiteWilson Medical Center for all you do in our community. We appreciate everything, and we'll see you back next month.